Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's I'm going to be reviewing the Lexus IS 350. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Lexus here in Linden for giving me some time with this IS. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a 3.5 liter V6 naturally aspirated that goes through a 6-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 19 around town, 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 311 horsepower and then 280 pound-feet of torque. Now before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, simplistic, but it works just really well overall with the design. Same thing with the headlight design, I think that's really sharp. You can see the blacked out trim down below. And then I think this is the best iteration, or one of the best iterations of Lexus's styling, because it's not too big, not too small, works out well. So our tire wheel setup is 235 by 40 by 19 in the front, and then 265 by 35 by 19 in the rear. And the coloration on these wheels is really sharp looking. It's kind of like a chrome finish, but then it's gray. It's really cool. F Sport there, we've got the blacked out mirror cap, blacked out window trim, and this thing just, yeah, looks great. This leads us to the key fob. This is Lexus's old unit. It's got the logo there on the back, lock and unlock. Got the opening for the trunk. And when it comes to storage space, this is kind of similar in size to like a Camry. So we've got pretty good storage here in the back overall. And when you're all done, you can actually just plop that down. Blacked out spoiler there at the top. You've got the cool light bar design here in the back. Again, I think this is a car that the light bar design works really well with the overall proportions and everything, but there's the rear. Now popping inside, you can see we've got nice soft touch trim here down below with the stitching that goes across. And look at these seats, really nice all over. Now it's definitely cramped when it comes to leg room, so a little bit tighter in the back. And then the driveline hump there in the center also gets away a little bit. But we do have a cup holder armrest here in the back, which is kind of cool there. And that's all for the rear. This leads us up front where they add some soft touch here up to the top. You can see more nice trim down below. All of our window controls, the mirrors do power fold in. We've got memory seats, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here's the front seat. Got kind of like a bucket type design. Power adjustments on the side. F Sport logo right there. And then you can see with the pedals, really nice. And then that's just to turn on the camera. And then you've got your steering wheel adjustment, which is power. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, Lexus logo front and center, F Sport down below. You've got paddles there on the back for the 6-speed, practical controls here on the front for everything, and this has the old school cruise control stock there down below, and then just regular stocks there behind the steering wheel. With the center gauge cluster, you can change the information that's displayed. Now I think this is a really cool cluster because it's got the function where it'll move to the side, which is kind of cool. It's got this like mechanical tang to it, and you can change the information that's displayed there as well. And one more thing, it does change with the drive mode, so it is still digital there in the center. Now here's a quick look at the camera system, 360 camera with this, which it's not a huge car, so it's not necessary, but it's always a nice feature to have. And then the infotainment system is Lexus's older unit, but it is a touchscreen, so for those of you wondering, you don't have to use the trackpad, but you can use touchscreen functionality if you want. Anyways, nice trim on the dash around that. Got the little Lexus clock. We've got our dual zone climate controls with the sliders, radio controls below that. Controls for the heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. Shifter there for the 6-speed. We've got our drive mode select with your snow mode, stability control, auto hold, and a little trackpad there if you want to use that for some reason. Center console. Nice trim throughout. Regular rear view mirror, and then we've got a regular sunroof. So here's our window sticker for this IS 350. We've got a few options added to it. But you can see 54,948 is total MSRP in this one. And see how it performs. So Lexus IS. Now one downside is there's, again, that driveline hump, and it's here on the side too, so like it kind of collides with your leg a little bit. It's not the worst thing on the planet, but it's there. It is definitely there. So this is really, I would say, I mean, yeah, I think it's fair to say this is like the only reliable sports sedan out there, because I mean, what else do we have out there? Everything else is turbocharged. This has a naturally aspirated engine that is proven to be reliable. So you got a lot going there. I mean, you could probably get something from Acura that, like the TLX, is pretty good, but still, turbos always make everything blow up sooner. It's just how it works. So handling on this seems pretty nice. See, people give Lexus sports sedans a hard time because old school, right? Old school engine, old school transmission, all of that. But when you actually drive them, they blend comfort and sportiness pretty well. It's not as sporty as something like a BMW 3 Series, but I'd say it's sporty enough. Now, I've got that sport mode. Makes the gauge cluster look a little bit more aggressive. That's always a fun thing to see. And again, it's not a rocket ship, but it's got this nice linear power band because it's an NAV6, right? And I think a lot of people are kind of rediscovering rather, how much they miss naturally aspirated engines, because turbos are cool, right? The power is cool. But I think that we've now all experienced crazy power with electric cars having 0 to 60 in 0 seconds. And we've experienced turbocharged cars with 2 million horsepower. And so now going back and driving a car that has a well-tuned, naturally aspirated engine, it's a breath of fresh air. Because it's like, yeah, you know what? My 0 to 60 ain't as quick. But the getting up there part, it's smooth, it sounds good, and it feels like something's actually happening. Like, you know, an electric car is just like, boom, done, right? And then in a turbocharged car, it's like turbo lag, and a lot of modern turbo cars don't have a lot of turbo lag, and then it's just like huge shove, and then done. Whereas this, it's like a crescendo, it just builds up. It's beautiful. So yeah, this isn't gonna have the performance of the Euro cars, I get it. But it's got enough performance. The transmission is smooth and it handles well and it looks good and it's reliable. Here's the thing, is this is a sports sedan that you can still enjoy at 100,000 miles. BMW is gonna enjoy its time in the service department at 100,000 miles, if it even makes it that far, which they actually, some of their engines can. So let me know what you guys think about the Lexus IS 350, but I think this is underrated and it is obviously reliable, and so it's like, think about why you're getting a sports sedan. Think about it for a second. If you're getting it for commuting, this thing will crush commuting.